students, let us start our discussion about AC voltage applied to an inductor. So for this, let us assume that there is an inductor of inductance M and this was connected, this is connected to an AC voltage source of potential V, and this potential can be written in the form of Vm sin omega t, where Vm is the maximum potential of this AC voltage source and omega is the angular frequency by this AC voltage source changes its polarity with respect to time, and t is the time at an instant of time the potential is V across this. Now as we know that if potential is applied across the terminal of the inductor, then there is a current flowing through the inductor, and when there is a current flowing through the inductor, then there is an induced EMF produced across the terminal of the inductor, and the value of that induced EMF is equal to minus L di by dt. So according to Kirchhoff's law, the total change in the potential, the total algebraic sum of the change in potential across any circuit is always equal to 0. So if we put the supplied voltage V and the drop potential across the inductor is minus L di by dt, so this is taken as equal to 0. So from here we get L di by dt is equal to V. So if we put the value of V as Vm sin omega t, then from here we get di by dt is equal to Vm by L sin of omega t. So from here di equal to Vm by L sin of omega t dot dt. So if we partially integrate it, then we get the value of I is equal to Vm by the integration of this sin omega t is cos omega t, this is minus of cos omega t, okay, and by from here omega t, this comes out divided by omega, so this becomes Vm by omega L and minus of cos omega t plus any constant, okay. So as we know that Vm by L is constant, so this constant multiplied by Vm by L, so this also becomes constant. So from here we get, if we only take the time varying component of the current, then the time varying component of the current will be equal to minus of Vm by omega L cos omega t. Now as we know that V divided by I can be expressed in the term of the ratio of the potential to the resistance. So this omega L can be expressed by a new term that is known as inductive reactance. So this can be written by a term XL. This is omega dot L and this is known as inductive reactance. The unit of XL is ohm also. Unit of XL is ohm, and this can be represented by the symbol this, okay, because this omega L behaves or acts as same as the resistance, because I will be obtained by the ratio of the potential to the resistance, okay. Now from here if we write it as XL, then we get Vm by XL, and this minus if we introduce inside the cos, then how can we change this cos into sine? As we know that if we put this cos omega t as sine of pi by 2 minus omega t, then from here if we introduce this minus sign into inside of the argument of sine, then we get Vm by XL dot sine of minus pi by 2 minus omega t, it means omega t minus pi by 2. So this Vm by XL can be expressed by the maximum voltage, maximum value of the current. So this I can be expressed as Im sine of omega t minus pi by 2. So from here we find out that this is the equation of the time varying current. and from here we applied a potential across the inductor, that is the time varying potential. Vm equal to Vm sine omega t. So if we are looking in these two equations, then we are getting that the current is at 90 degree of phase with the potential, and the current is lagging behind the voltage. It means voltage is leading ahead to the current. So if you plot a graph for the current and voltage on a particular time axis, then we can easily express this with the help of this graph. Suppose that this one is the potential and current axis, and this is the time axis. So if this one is t by 4, t by 2, 3t by 4, this one be t, 5t by 4, and this is 3t by 2, this is 7t by 4, and this is 2t, and so on. So if we plot a graph to represent the voltage and current instant at any instant of time or with respect to time, then you can plot it on this axis like this. Suppose that the maximum value of the voltage is Vm, so plus Vm is at here and minus Vm occurs at here. So if you plot a graph for voltage or potential applied across the inductor, then we find out the graph for that will be nearly like this. Okay, so this is the graph representing the potential across the inductor, and we can easily draw the graph which represents the current flowing through the inductor. So if we assume that this is the maximum value of the current and this one is the negative of maximum value of current, so how can we plot this graph? As we are seeing that when the current is when the voltage is at 0, then current is 90 degree phase backside of that voltage. So it means when the voltage is 0, then current is at minus of the, it means at minus of this value. So we can plot this graph like this. Okay, so this is the graph that represents this is the graph that represents the current flowing through any inductor. This represents current and this represents the voltage. Okay, so this is the representation of the voltage and current on a single time varying graph. Now if we plot a phasor diagram for the voltage and current on a single line, then as we know that if we plot the voltage line, then if we plot this line which represents the voltage, then it makes omega t angle with the axis. Okay, so what will be the argument of the current with the sign? This is omega t minus pi by 2. So the direction of the current will be along this direction. So this represents the current because this angle is omega t minus pi by 2. Okay, so this will be equal to the representation of this is the representation of voltage and current on the phasor diagram. So this is a phasor circuit, and this is all about discussion. So this is all about the AC voltage applied to an inductor. We can find out the average power loss in one complete cycle in an inductor is always 0. Let's calculate the average power loss in an inductor. So as we find out, V equal to Vm sine omega t and I equal to Im sine omega t minus pi by 2. So if you find out what will be the instantaneous power loss across the inductor, then it will be equal to V dot I. It means Vm dot Im, and this can be written as what? This can be written as minus of Im cos omega t. So this will be equal to minus of Vm Im sine omega t from here and cos omega t from here. So if we multiply and divide by 2, then we get minus Vm Im by 2 dot 2 of sine omega t cos omega t. So this becomes sine 2 omega t minus Vm Im by 2 sine 2 omega t. So if we find out what will be the average power loss in one complete cycle. This is the instantaneous power loss. Okay, so in one complete cycle the average power loss will be equal to the 1 by t integration 0 to t minus Vm Im by 2 sine of twice omega t dot dt. So from here, if minus Vm Im by 2 taken as outside from integration, then this becomes sine of twice of t to twice of omega t dot dt. As we know that this is equal to 0, so we get the average power loss in one complete cycle across an inductor is always 0. Okay, so if we apply any AC voltage across an inductor, so in one complete cycle, it means one time interval, one time period, the average power loss in an inductor is 0. Okay, so this is all about the AC voltage applied to an inductor. Tomorrow we will discuss AC voltage applied to a capacitor. Okay, till now take care. Thank you.